What's going on, Aquarius? Welcome to my channel. We're about to jump into your energy. This goes out to sun, moon, and rising. Singles, couples, men and women. Cross watchers are welcome. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please check the description box below, and all that jazz will be there. So let's see what we have for you. Emergence of psychic abilities. An increase in emotional sensitivity. And you're learning to dance not only in the emotional waves, but you know where to dance and how to avoid the sharp rocks that you might run into. What I mean by sharp rocks, past thoughts, you're learning to dance around those. You're learning to see emotional joy or joy in any situation. You've had delays in your past and you've had your heartbreak. But you're tapping back into a more childlike state. I don't mean you're over there playing with Play-Doh. But you're reaching back into those pieces of your heart that you thought were gone. I heard that many of you are starting to understand that your heart and your emotional well-being is interconnected to your physical well-being, which is a good thing. For those that have the wham bam thank you ma'am in your life, he's gone. I wouldn't worry too much about him coming back. So maybe you finally 86'd him. And I am picking up that he played a major hand in the Three of Swords that hit you. It's kind of that situation where you know it's bad for you, but you do it anyway. We've all been there, right? But what I'm picking up with the Page of Cups is you tapping back into that state of self, into that state of innocence, that state of purity. Emotional cleansings did happen, or you can call them just cleansings if you want. And those cleansings actually removed blockages. And when you lay down the information to that individual, the wham bam thank you ma'am type of person, it wasn't, usually you would sugarcoat. But this go around, it was Page of Swords. I also like to connect my Page of Swords to the whole aspect of straightforward and extremely blunt. Information that just comes in swinging. You don't bite your tongue. You don't approach it from an eloquent, well-reserved Queen of Swords or King of Swords. You approach it from the, I'm going to cut your head off. So you really gave that person that, get the out my life. And I just don't see them coming back, honestly. I just don't. They took you out of your element. They took you out of the temperance energy. They threw you off kilter, off balance. They pretty much put you in a zone where you couldn't see your own internal beauty or the beauty of your mind. They took you out of your empathic, witchy ways. And I'm not saying, you know, everyone is a witch, but they took you away from that. They took you out of the empathic flow. They took you out of your element. They tried to dethrone the queen. But you decided to face those fears in straight Page of Wands, that son of a... Yeah, we're working on language over here. And you are coming out of those phases of that fear, those phases of, I'm not going to say you're meek, but more on the aspect of the calm, laid back, I just won't say what I really need to say, so forth and so on, even though I know this person is deceptive. But that's a thing of the past. You got tired of him throwing you off of your Empress energy, and to be quite honest and quite frank, I think I heard that a few of you all, now don't dislike me, don't dislike the reader, I'm just delivering the message. Many of you got tired of learning the same damn lessons from the world. Your guides were like, yo, dude, do that. Person, one of my favorite people that I have chosen to guide for this incarnation and many other billions on after this. You know what you need to do to get to your 10 of Pentacles, and the world is going to keep putting its foot up your butt until you do what you're supposed to do. All this stuff is around you. It could be yours, but that person got that good BDE, or that person got that mac and cheese. Y'all probably have no clue what that means, but I know somebody does. They like, you got the person has the BDE or the good mac and cheese. But you got to leave that alone, because that's an addiction. That's not good for you. So now that you're pretty much laid waste to that, you're coming out of all these energies, and you're applying those lessons that you learned, and you're like, okay, we're going to go towards our 10 of Pentacles. But first, you understand that you have to go through that scorpionic death in order to reach your harvest. 7 of Pentacles after that as well. So the 7, as I say, isn't your biggest harvest, no? But a lot of you know that you're going to go through this. Excuse me, I had the hiccups. It's a healing, it's a healing. And you're kind of like, okay, we all get to where we all make mistakes. We all kind of look back eventually and say, what the hell was I thinking? It happens. But you're moving out of that. You're moving out of that energy. And now that you're moving away from that energy into an energy that will benefit you, your strength is going to return. You're going to regain the strength that it is that you need to take action. That person can no longer suck your mind dry of all your thoughts. They can no longer dwindle your passions or crush your emotional growth. So don't worry about them too much. Just focus on healing. Focus on working things right, and focus on detoxifying what that person said. Now, this could be towards a woman as well. This is you a dude and you like, yeah, man, she was toxic as hell. Then go ahead. If ladies like, yeah, he was on his BS and stuff, and he was just doing a bunch of stuff. He had like 5 side chicks and all that stuff, and then he bought me a puppy and then gave it to his cousin. Something like that. That's kind of messed up with that person, but you see where I'm going with it. But yeah, all your stuff is coming back to you. Your Ace of Swords, your Ace of Pentacles, your Ace of Wands, your Sun energy. And now that you got that wham bam thank you ma'am out of the way, we can bounce into something like this. Right there. That's that good stuff. Because you understand, if you go back to that wham bam thank you ma'am sort of person, it's going to end up in this. I'm just going to be honest. It's just going to end in the 10 of Swords. But this is what the guides and, the forces that be are trying to guide you towards. If you don't do the guide thing, your intuition, whatever you flow by. But I think pretty much we all be like our guides and ancestors over here. So lean more towards where you're going, because there is new beginnings on that side. There is prosperity. There is a harvest. You have the strength. You just got to go through a few cleansings and small symbolic deaths and ego deaths and things like that. That happens though. We all go through it when we get out of a relationship, right? So I think and believe that reading here Hopefully this resonates in some way, shape, manner, or form. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. All right? Peace.